Thanks for that. That's glorious. Yes, hello. Hello
I'm sorry.
everybody. We are still with the Gabo Subathon. I know that my day counter is not up there. That's just because I want the Fatebreaker episode number. So yeah, we're here with Fatebreakers, hosted by Stag,
What?
What the fuck was that?
me
By
being a dumbass.
Stag?
I know
They've
what
been running for the last two. It's not a surprise anymore.
It could be. It could
Listen, for
be.
the
You never
people
know.
that
Someone else
like,
could have been running
you
this
know,
time. You never know.
yeah, for the people who have, just kind of like half been, just occasionally clicking in, they might not realize,
I know.
Well, it's your fault for having fake half-ass fans. They should be in for every stream.
Every second.
Every moment
every
they're not.
waking
Yeah,
moment.
I'm updating you people. Why should you have to update them? They should know your fans are bad.
They should know where you live.
No,
Whoa.
no, they should not. No,
I know where you live.
no, you don't.
Yeah, yeah, she does.
Anywho,
You know,
so
a broad location.
Close
Anywho,
enough.
Stag.
I know. I think we're here for a thing, launching a little late for various reasons, as it normally is. So have a little bit less time to work with. For a little bit of inspiration, would anyone like to give a recap or give parts of recaps? What do we remember out here? What are we knowing?
I can remember that. Um,
The
We
future
were-
is bureaucratic and so terribly boring.
I nearly died in a sandstorm.
The
The
future
world is
is
fucked, apparently.
the world is ready for its next ascension. All hail the old god's return. The
Ink is also a
the-
weird goop monster.
No,
Yeah.
that's not ink.
It's
Who's to say?
your body, so theoretically, a part of it is you.
My body, not my choice.
But yeah. So yeah, it seems people were left to their own little weird rooms of possible memories, I suppose. Max being left in a room where, or I suppose in a so-and-so room, where they won. Everyone was victorious at a cost that might be, I suppose some people could say too high, but left in the aftermath of a world where slowly lost their soul, slowly lost their morals and, well, their principles, really.
We failed. to
Left
save
in a
the
world where you can't say you're proud of who the bad person you've become. Max leaving off, speaking to an old friend, apparently named Ink, in the situation where they'd found out that for a long time, who knows how long, that this hasn't been their friend and has instead been a conniving monster in the guise of a person and get a guise of who knows how many people at this point. Max taking a killing shot, fulfilling a promise made supposedly long ago in this dream, this memory. That's where Max had left off. Lucy, as she said, trapped in a thunderstorm, essentially, a lightning storm brought on by a sandstorm that is chasing them, reminding her of the previous time it had happened, a time in her mortal waking life, a time that she seemed to have lost her father. A simple but potent fear of dying alone in a sandstorm. Sand skiff breaking down, and her to be imminently die of asphyxiation or lack of water. Beaker found himself in a strange situation, kind of right up into it. Maybe a little less introspective than some of these other ones, but hard to be introspective when you don't actually know very much of who you are. And many memories are lost to you. Found fear in the form of a beast slash man of a shadow that he knows for some reason now to be named Deeker, an entity that wants him dead, no matter the cost. Fleeing from that situation, he'd made it out. Apparently. Brevigi, a little similar to some of these other ones, found himself in a situation, a world a little bit far off in the future, a little uncertain of the negative actions that he had been a part of, in a world where whatever doom bringing essence is happening, whatever apocalyptic event had won, and the party had failed. Many of them had passed away, and Brevigi had chosen to run in this memory. And the burning question is, did he run because he's frankly a terrible person? Or did he run because there's a more malign influence in his blood? Maybe not as overt as some of the other ones, but the question of how in control are we of our actions lies burning. So he went to go find himself a few answers between some of those surviving people. And the first he would find would be ink. Speaking of ink, Ink found himself in a world where, well, it seems like a nightmare of his had come to fruition, but not in a way that he imagined or thought. Ink had feared becoming a monster due to the black blood in his veins, and hoped that perhaps his friends would kill him, or that he would find some answer to it. But things aren't always as simple as they are. A logical conclusion to a shape-shifting monster is not one who goes around and kills things mindlessly, but one who uses cunning and deceit. And Ink themselves found themselves a passenger in their own body, unable to stop the machinations of a beast that now pilots their body. Arya found herself, similar to the others, in a situation where they'd won, and not even at any great cost. It seems like everything turned out fine. But found herself in a world where she had become an afterthought at most to anyone she had known. A world where shackles were not made of steel, but perhaps expectation and living circumstance. A world where Arya was alone. A world that made her wonder, why is this feeling of solitude so familiar? Not just from the previous servitude that she had had, but further than that. Several people here had found themselves with a strange sense of cosmic nostalgia almost, of these things and events, strange as they are and as they're happening, seem a little familiar. Everything here seems a little familiar.
Familiar?
Praviki going to
Why
meet...
is it so familiar?
Why is it so familiar? Praviki found himself in a situation where they'd also confronted this ink, this shape-shifting monster, the shape-shifting liar and deceiver, and confronted them. Upon escaping from the room, Praviki followed suit, suddenly finding himself in a completely different area, finding himself in the middle of a desert, in the middle of a sandstorm, tripping about. Praviki found himself tripping over a hand, reaching upwards, a hand whose voice, muffled, covered in sand, mouth gritty sand within teeth and tongue, calling for help from really anyone. And Praviki was only so happy to provide a helping hand with unexpected strength, both from help from Lucy herself, blasting sand away with power that she has, and Praviki an unexpected strength, pulling her straight from the sand. The sandstorm cleared away immediately, They seem to find themselves in this empty situation, knowing that things are not as they seem, and perhaps finding the others would do good. But that's pretty much where we left off last time. At the point. People in their own strange rooms have a situation where maybe subconsciously people could help one another get out of these situations. And I think Maxilon, Ink, and Lucy had already used their help. Was it?
Yes, I
We can
used
always-
my help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right. So, the final bit was Max leaving off after having killed this Ink doppelganger. And now pretty much not knowing what to do. I think next bit we'll go ahead and pick up is Cap. You still there?
I'm here.
Here we are. So, Arya, you find yourself, as I'd said before, this strange blur of travel, a strange blur of time in this simulation, essentially. Not that you exactly have known or figured it out. Aside from this ever present feeling of wrongness, to go see your friends, to go see, well, again, your acquaintances, these people that you'd known and had saved the world with. And who was the first that you were looking for? Was it Maxilon?
Yes.
Finding yourself. Finding yourself in a carriage entering a city. A larger city at that. In an area where what seems like Maxilon has set up his shop. He'd accomplished what he was going to do. Aside from saving the world, he'd become, well, a noble and a bigger player in the noble courts of Lytera. But it'd be rude not to make time for an acquaintance, especially one you helped save the world with. So Arya finds herself with an appointment, or that's not what you call meetings with friends. Arya finds herself with a date, a time to at least speak to a friend. We're hoping friend, the word and title and label friend will be true by the end of this. But you were invited. You were invited into a large home. Not too large though. Just about a right size for what Max would have wanted. And you are led over to a small dining room, or a little assortment of, well, things to snack on, little finger sandwiches, little salad, a few drinks lay on the table, and one Maxilon would lie sitting there, dressed nicely enough, but not too much show, and is something that you would impress higher ranking people or what have you. Something to meet a friend. And he'd greet you with a warm enough smile. Arya, it's been a good bit of time, hasn't it?
It certainly has been. How are you?
Smile remaining. Well, never better, I could say. Aging a
I
little
see
more
you've been
gracefully
doing
than
well
I'd
for
hoped.
yourself. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
A smile deep enough to squint his eyes, and little wrinkles kind of form on the sides of his face that would be a little more visible if not for his well-kept beard. You sound a little troubled. Here, come sit down and sit and enjoy as much as you want.
I shall gladly take a seat. Well, I mean, it's been so long since I've heard or seen from anybody ever since we saved the world and all. And I've just been feeling left out, you know? It just, I don't know how to put this, and I know it sounds selfish, but where I am right now with how things are is, I don't like it.
We're living in a pretty free world, Arya. That's certainly something that you could have done something about. But what exactly don't you like? Maybe I can help. Just reaches over for a little sandwich to take a bite from.
Well, for instance, I just thought that everyone would, just come around every now and then to just chat or catch up. But it just seems like after all this time, it hasn't really been like that. That's one thing.
Well, didn't seem like you were. Didn't really ever seem like you were very interested. And speaking further about most things to most of us, we just assumed.
Well, it's
You hadn't
pretty
reached
mean
out.
to assume.
This is the first time that you've come down to see any of us. Have you talked to the others?
I mean, I feel like I have tried in some way. I have sent out letters. I feel like I have tried because I just don't like being alone or feeling like I'm not worth the thought.
Well, of course you are. No, he wouldn't say no to a visit from an old friend. A bit stiffer with the smile. But I suppose you're starting now, so that's what matters. Do you have any plans to go see the others then?
I do plan to also see everyone else, yes.
That's good. That's good. I can make time for this, but as much as I'd love to get together with everyone else, I do have things that I have to keep attending to. But I can help plan it at least. I can help. Would you need a carriage or anything? Kind of a bit more
A
hurried with
carriage
his
would be
responses.
nice.
Good, great. Anyone up on the list first?
Max, is everything all right? Why does it feel like you're not taking kindly to my company?
Oh, I appreciate your company. I just, like I said, I'm
Just
a very
what?
busy man. And well, if we can figure out a way to if we can figure out which, as you said, you're not happy with how you're doing. Figure out a way to help solve that. Here, it's just like pulls out, not from his bag or from his person or anything, but there's some papers nearby that he'd reached for, and fancy left hand would produce a pen. Fancy, isn't it? Write down a few recommendations. And he'd pause for a second as if listening to someone. Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry, I just...
What is it?
Somebody just let me know that there's something I have to attend to. There's a room for you if you'd like, but and you can stay here. We can figure this out when I get back. Of course. My home is open to you whenever you like. You can stay here as long as you like. And we can figure out meeting with some of the other friends another time. And he just kind of starts getting up, straightening out his jacket, straightening out his collar. Meetings that
Arya
these
looks a
people
little
call.
bit disappointed because Arya looks a little disappointed because she was hoping that it will last a little bit longer.
You know, I do wish you were a little closer back while we were traveling together. A little more open, but I suppose we were just strangers working together mostly. A little more than that now, hopefully.
I mean,
yes. No, but of course. What's done is done, isn't it? And just kind of his hands go out to the sides a little bit, and he brings them together to
It
clap
is what
them.
it is, type B.
I know, it is what it is. But no, really, it's been wonderful to see you. And he'd walk over to... I'll offer a handshake, really.
he's offering a handshake to me.
Just a handshake to Arya. Because
She
it seems like
just
it seems like he's
slowly
leaving.
Again, she's sad. She's disappointed because she was hoping that this would be a little bit more longer and meaningful. Yeah, okay.
She traveled... What was it? About a month or so to get here? Her hand is met with his. It's a firm grip. And he even takes his other hand and grabs her arm with it. Just kind of a reassuring squeeze. Something that is betrayed a little bit by the actions that are happening at the moment, as he gives you a squint of the eyes and nod, a light smile, and a motion towards someone to let them know that, well, that you have a room here in this mansion, in this large house. Before he turns around and he puts a hand up to, I'll see you when I get back, I hope. And he just, but I must be going. You please enjoy your stay, and almost rushing out, he walks on out, turns the corner of the door, and those boot steps that you can hear, one a little heavier than the other, moving away a little faster than a simple walk. And Arya would find herself alone in this here dining room with still a good bit of food left on the table, along with the drinks, unserved wine, and an empty glass.
Arya's just
Yeah.
gonna quickly down the one glass and not even gonna accept the food, and she's probably just gonna leave.
Moving on out. For now, I will ask. I think aside from Beaker currently dealing with a thing, I think anyone else is, aside from Beaker and aside from Ink, are currently elbows deep into something, in a sense.
So I'm on my own for this one, huh?
For a second. Uh, for a second. I suppose you can't. The point of the matter is that you can't help Arya at the moment. But either Bravigi, Lucy,
I was about
or
to say.
Max, a slight feeling would arise if anyone would like to come help Arya.
She was next on the list of people that he knew was stationary.
Lucy is most likely going to follow Braviki away.
Yeah.
I know. Bravigi?
He's got to hold on to you so that way you can't get away from him.
That's a thing to say.
One of the things of all time.
Now,
Well, he doesn't know how what's going on entirely works. He just knows this seems to be actual Lucy, not mental illusion Lucy.
definitely seems like a
Are you sure,
something.
though?
I know in the sea
hard to
of
be sure.
wrongness, this uncanniness that everything seems to hold. Lucy doesn't have that quality. But am I taking that as you two? Because at this point, you guys are a duo in this. Would I take that as you two offering to see about essentially giving a helping hand to Arya?
You're
That sounds like
if
yes to me.
possible. If possible.
If
I
possible,
know.
yes.
You both in the middle of the desert here, and just kind of several feelings of
I'm gonna try to focus.
a little bit of loneliness, but sadness and other bitterness, fears, kind of lay somewhere in the horizons for you all. Or at least you both, now that you guys are a little bit out of whatever you were.
Mhm.
Look, a glance over it, and that sand sailor is back to 100%. No longer broken, no longer scorched in the tip-top shape.
Lucy looks a little dumbfounded, but she's also like, hey, my sand sailor's like she kind of gives that look of my sand sailor's back. We can go now.
Yeah, it seems. I don't know exactly how everything works, but if it's in our heads, then maybe we can have a monicum of control of what we see and where we go.
That'd be some sort of guess.
What'd you say?
That would be nice somehow.
I think we should at least.
Try.
My plan was to at least go and find Arya. It was
Well,
at first Ink, then it was going to be Arya, then it was going to be Beaker, as I somehow remember two of them being more stationary, one moves around.
That's
And ink seems not themselves.
if you can find Arya. Maybe on the way.
Maybe, yeah, we can find the others on the way.
Hmm.
Let's at least try to focus on who we know is where, or seemingly where.
Hmm. Right. Well, there's a feeling of loneliness, so we'll probably follow that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I kind of know that feeling.
Not a good one. Probably shouldn't let it fester
Definitely not.
really bad.
I know, it's nearly lethal in many such cases.
Hmm.
But it seems like you all move towards a feeling of loneliness.
Yep.
Mhm.
Getting on the Sand Sailor, and we're headed towards the path that is lonely.
Moving forward, again, this things have a dreamlike quality to them. Movement doesn't seem natural, and as you all move forward on the Sand Sailor, you find yourself essentially touching the horizon almost immediately. And upon a shared blink,
Sorry, just my brain immediately went to like the Inception train of just somehow a sand sailor fucking barges into a scene.
It's just like through the ground or something.
Yeah.
honestly, a little bit. Upon a shared blink, you guys find the Sand Sailor skidding on grass.
Ah shit. Akira slide time. What?
Hold on.
I know. Definitely a halt in its pace. No longer the gliding across sand, but now the drifting on this grass. You guys find yourselves in front of a fancy house, and you guys find yourselves crashing a little bit. Maybe
A poor
up to
garden
you guys
wall.
whether or not you guys, yeah, up to you guys whether or not you guys eat shit a little bit against the sand sailor and this here. If you guys make a little bit more of a graceful landing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ricky's
I,
gotta at
I'd,
least try to hold on.
I'd say Lucy has been through enough crashes with the Sand Sailor that she has at least enough experience to hold herself straight.
So what you're saying is they crash embarrassingly and spectacularly.
The sand sailor does drift out a little bit, but they both seem to hold on a little bit. And one of the first things that they see is, well, a blue lady dressed nicely enough leaving this manor with maybe not too subtly, but a sad look on her face. As Arya, same with you. Strange situation. Leaving this house, disappointed at the outcome, you find a strange scene of a sand sailor crashed upon the grass in front. None of the guards, none of the staff seem to be reacting at all strangely to this. But you do see Lucy and Braviki.
Sorry, what?
What?
You you done
No,
robot?
that was me. That was me talking. Anyway, she takes notice of them, tells the carriage driver to stop, like waving over to them. I was like, Bervigi, Lucy, is that you?
Yeah.
I know for two of
Well,
you,
how you
it's
been?
been some amount of years.
It's been interesting.
Interesting how? What you
Uh,
been up to, you two?
He's gonna hop down and start walking towards Arya.
mm,
Interesting.
Just shouting across like distance.
Yeah. That's why he was hopping off and going towards her. Come on, Lizzie.
she's following.
Alright.
Right behind you.
Well, you're not gonna probably believe this.
Believe what?
So, yeah, we might be trapped in our minds, I think.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to explain.
We'll gesture towards the sand so they're kind of not being on sand. We were just in a desert, and now we're here.
I nearly drowned in a sandstorm. Not
Mm.
fun.
Yeah, we're. It seems we're being tested.
So wait, we're inside our own minds right now?
Yes, seeing
That-
things that hurt to see. Outcomes
Is
that
that what's
are.
going on?
Yes. I feel like it's outcomes that we try not to think about. For example, me, I got everything I thought that I wanted, and well, I kind of realized I need to start thinking a little bit more forward in life.
And I relived. Well, I didn't really relive it, but I saw myself in a situation similar to when I.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, just making sure I can hear people. It went a little quiet.
Hello?
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 Uh-oh. Cap, are you okay?
Am I good?
I can
Yeah, we
hear
can
you
hear you.
now. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Hooray, tech scuff.
No.
God damn it.
Heck, damn it, damn it.
On the bright side, we made it to Aria.
Yeah? Right, so we made it to Arya. Yeah.
We're weird in a weird Inception land of just horribleness.
I'm on my hotspot for now.
Okay.
Anyway, you cut off. Neko cut off for me where you were saying remember when, and then so on and so forth.
Basically, she remembered a time when her father died.
Ah,
Kind of got put in that same situation.
oh, I see. But if that's the case with the two of you, have you conquered your challenges? If that's what this is all about?
Uh, um, Well, I mean, I was pretty much close to dying if it weren't for Praviki.
I I started, I guess, seeing through things. I don't I don't know why. Maybe it's he gestures towards his head and how that all works, but I I feel like we need to, well, group up and get everybody together.
Well, I mean, that's what I was just doing. I was trying to get everybody together, and Maxilon was so dismissive of me, and,
Are you sure it was Max?
well, now that you mention it, he was behaving, or at least the way that he reacted to me was pretty rude. It wasn't very much like Max at all.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you're afraid of, Arya?
She sighs deeply. I just, I just don't want to be forgotten. I don't want to feel that whatever I contribute in this life that becomes nothing more than a secondary thought. I've already felt like with how things have been since I've been taken from my homeland and with the destruction of my clan that I've basically amounted to nothing. That is until I found you lot, and well, you've all taken me in, and I, I couldn't be more grateful for that.
Or reach a hand out towards her.
She's going to open the door to the carriage, take his hand as she steps outside.
And by all means, let's repay you in kind.
She's going to reach out to both of them and give them hugs, like really big hugs.
We'll give a hug back.
Lucy will also give her a hug.
All right. Let's stick together and honestly, ironically, with whom I've encountered so far, it might be a good idea to try to get Max and Benny. I mean, they are kind of the muscle of our group.
Right, we're still missing those two, Beaker and Incubi still.
Ink's in a very unique situation, and I think we're going to need a lot more help with that one.
Oh,
Mm.
They're not entirely themselves. It seems like they're
Are they being
being,
controlled or something?
yeah, it seems something like a puppeteering.
Huh.
I see.
They screamed something at me, Black Deceiver. So I think whatever Ink fears is, well, actually, he thinks for a moment. Oh God,
What?
Ink always talks about how they're turning into a monster.
You don't think that?
That might be what they're scared of.
Arya gently smacks you behind the head. Well, yeah, dummy. You know they've always been afraid about that, losing control.
Yeah, but I thought it was similar to me, of where it was just like you lose sense of purpose, not actually lose sense of self.
Berviki, this is Incubi. They've always been having the struggle with finding themselves. So come on, if that's the case, then let's just go back to Incubi and help them out.
Oh. Well,
Mm.
we don't know where he is.
Yeah.
We found you through a sense of loneliness, but
And
You lost his path when you went the other direction, didn't you?
well, we didn't have his path in the first place.
there's not exactly paths. It's more we got a inkling, if you want to call it that, of where to go. Like Lucy said, for you, we followed a sense of loneliness, and honestly, I can relate to that.
All right then. Well, if that's the case, then fine. Let's gather everyone else, and then I guess we'll have to save Ink at the end.
They are the most, well, I can't remember the exact words that they would use, but yes, they're more mentally adept than I am.
Hmm. Well, here we go then. Everyone on the Sand Sailor.
Oh boy.
Arya climbs aboard.
Rafiki
Okay.
climbs aboard. You might want to hold on to something. This is weird.
Yep. Let's figure this out. How do we figure? Like, we gotta figure out, I guess, either Benny or Max.
Yeah, Rafiki's got to
What's
try something of just he normally he normally does not do this because he knows people hate it, but he's got to try to focus on like just anyone within quote unquote 30 feet of him that isn't Lucy or Arya, and just try to like mentally ask them where they are.
You're just gonna knock into people's heads.
Well, going to
He
attempt to, at
yeah,
least.
he's going to attempt to and see if he can, get a message to and back.
Mm. So, I'm gonna go and do a thing for a sec. So go ahead and make me a spellcasting quote unquote check. It's based on int, isn't it?
Um, I get this would be whatever you want it to be. My spellcasting modifier is actually ironically charisma based because of sorcerer.
Oh, that's true. Go ahead and give me a charisma check then.
Alrighty. Um, I need to also read something real quick on how this works. Uh, oh, that's saves. Okay, so this is a check. Got it. Sorry. Just had to make sure I understood how Verdan worked for a moment there. Holy shit, charisma of 18 there. I hear beeping.
That's my phone. Sorry.
It's okay. I was just wanting to make sure it wasn't.
I also realized.
All right.
Worry cap.
Dag.
Not again.
Has Stag been going in and out?
Nope, sorry, I was just opening up roll 20 because I realized I wasn't in there.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Stag.
What?
Is your Tim's fake?
Homie, I don't have Tim's. Either way,
Any
18's pretty alright.
Mhm.
You can roll me a d2 now.
Alright.
Or
fuck. Excuse me.
Does it do details? It does not. Yeah, go and do a D4.
Yeah. Evens and odds.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Ooh, yay. Well, actually, that's really good. Never
What
mind. Yeah.
what messages is you're sending?
He's asking, because it's limited telepathy. It's just he's asking, "Where are you?" And it's deals with simple concepts. So it's literally just that question of where are you?
And in a quietness, Beaker. You hear a wayward or feel a wayward question hit you. In the situation and place that you are at the moment, you hear, "Where are you?" You feel, "Where are you?" drone in your mind, distantly, but there nonetheless.
Uh, be, be, like, do I respond with my mind or?
Yeah, you can basically, due to how limited telepathy works, it's very. I imagine it's not as strong as like Inks to where they can have like full on fucking conversations and shit like that at times. Mine is more like simple questions and simple concepts.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna be vague as possible with this then. Alleyway, shootout, Deeker, help!
I'm
It is
gonna
the return of Deeker.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to maintain focus on Beaker then, and just shout,
Fucking Deeker.
yeah, shout to like Lucy and Arya and be like, Beaker's in trouble. He seems to be in shootout. Ah, not good alleyway.
Like the talking
What the
got
hell's a
simple because
deeker?
we're trying to describe it.
Deeker.
What the fuck is a deeker? Is the question.
Okay, all right, Sansair, let's do this thing. And there we go. We move. We be
Yep.
moving.
Vigi's just gotta try to feel and point in the direction of a Beaker. He doesn't, we don't know how this place works.
Yeah. It's also gonna be weird for people to see a sand sailor.
Just
Going
in
pretty
the middle of a
fast.
shootout, just fucking a sand sailor pops out of the
Yeah.
wall.
Psychic winds start to move. The sand sailors, you all get on this ridiculous thing, just kind of going towards
Take care of weapon. Sorry.
the city.
Follow.
And kind of just moving along. A gut feeling tells you to take a hard right as you are crashing through these streets as people are jumping out of the way to avoid you. Whether or not they're real or not is who knows. But either way,
Follow me.
Yeah, he's just
Set me free.
pointing which direction Lucy should go.
I might as well
Mhm.
pull the Deeker pick again.
Are you just? Are they just going down a hill?
no, they're going through. They're going down into the city and going through the streets.
Oh shit, that's Deeker? Look at this
I'd
noir
like to
man.
I'd like to imagine that because we arrived at the area, right?
Yeah,
So
you guys
they're
just like appeared in the area, and then now you guys are just fucking rolling down through populated streets. People, although people didn't seem to react when you two crashed into the garden and the lawn.
They definitely reacted here.
They're
I'd like to
reacting now.
imagine we arrived like this.
So what you're saying is they're rolling around.
The fucking TMC man, yeah.
Yeah, we just that's just how it is right now.
Yeah,
So you're
Hard
rolling
Burst through the
around.
ground the first time, and now we fall from the ceiling the second time.
Where the? How?
Hey,
hard
don't
right.
we don't question the van, we don't question the sand sailor.
I can
Yeah,
question.
you guys take a
whenever I
hard
want.
fucking right into a wall, and just breaking through it, breaking through this brick. As you guys,
Arya's like frown, and then by the time like the dust settles, she picks herself up like, "Can you not know how to drive these things?"
Like, hey, don't disrespect my driving skills.
You guys find
Oh,
yourselves in
Dracula.
an alleyway, and looking down at the edge of the alleyway, you see one beaker taking a couple of steps mid-run, and you see another foot directly behind him, plants a little ahead of him, and the other foot coming by and fucking punts him.
Wait, Beaker gets punted by Deeker?
Damn, he got fucking soccer kicked.
I'm tiny. I'm half my size from last time. Help me!
Punted into the nearby wall, just the fucking like that glassy thunk from the fucking glass
got-
hitting the wall. The
He
thump.
got hit with that goal kick. Was it like, and then the crowd goes, "Puto!"
Like, see
See?
all right. So this guy is basically big no.
Yeah.
We don't like him.
Oh, Draki, I
Um,
forgot to show you the part where he's angry.
You just want to use that
Okay.
one.
Yeah. Just let's see.
Angry
What
Beaker.
do I have here that can just basically equivalent to fuck you for hurting my friend.
Wait, don't worry. I got this.
You got this?
I got this. I'm putting you to sleep, Bucko.
Put
Take a nap.
he doesn't.
Go take a nap. We are casting sleep at a third level.
Holy shit. Beaker versus Deeker. Except Beaker's now
Why
like
are there two
this high.
beakers?
Does our good
Beaker
friend here
looks-
follow slumber?
Some of these ones on this roll.
Yes.
Some of them, man.
How does that one meme go? Can I get a slumber?
I'm,
So
Beaker, real
19
quick
and
question.
15. Jesus, that's a lot of HP points.
So that's like
Real quick
That
question.
boy going
Beaker,
night
what's your
night.
health? What's your maximum health? Which I know you've answered before, but I'm asking you right now for the sake of convenience.
Excuse me.
Mm. Where are you? Come here.
Ah, that's 34 in total for Lucy.
This, have
Oh,
they come
yeah.
to help?
Fucking spaghetti western. I love this one.
Yeah, Beaker, these fools crashing in through a wall, maybe 30 feet ahead of you.
Or just sit down there for everybody. Sorry.
As Beaker gets punted forward and into a wall. 34 though. Unfortunately, 34 will not be enough to put them to sleep.
I'm
A little more
rushing
health than
forward.
Rushing forward, what are we doing?
Yeah. Oh, I'm attacking him, but I'm also combining that attack with a sword trip, as they're
As you do.
colloquially called. So I'm hitting him
that
with a
blade
knife
trip you out here.
and green flame blade at the same time.
They're trying to do that, and I'm trying to put him to sleep, which I don't think I put them to sleep.
No, because it looks like he hasn't
Unfortunately,
gotten
you
hit
did not.
yet.
Being the first thing. Yeah, being the first thing to be done. He's a little too healthy for that.
I will roll. Hold on. How does this work? Okay, so I was just looking at
So you just
green
roll
flame blade. It adds. It
Yeah,
just adds
you
damage
just
as
roll a
well.
regular ass attack.
All right. No sneak
You
attack.
just roll a regular ass attack. No, you can do so. You can do sneak attack since Beaker is within melee of Deeker.
All right.
Yeah, he kicked me into a wall. I'm pretty close.
Fuck 12.
12 does not hit. Running forward with his knife, the shadowy man ducks straight to the left, kind of this agile weave, as this emotionless face, this kind of straight face, looks over at you, and then looks over at Lucy, who would try to do something to it, put it to sleep, whatever the fuck the spell looks like.
He definitely
Holding
tried
a
to.
revolver in one hand, just this strange gun. But with
That's
the
not
appearance of you
strange,
two
my
and your
access one.
added aggression, no, the gun looks strange.
Oh.
Considering that this man is silhouetted.
Hmm.
And from their back and from their coats come two little maws. Little mouths on them. To aim at them. Is there anything else we're doing right this second before we get into it for a sec?
Oh yeah. Do you have anything you can do? I feel like we're about to get into
Let
a
me look.
fight.
Yep.
So.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
I
right.
go
I
for it.
remember. This guy shot me last time.
He did shoot
And
you,
it
dog.
I'd
hurt.
imagine
Like
we'd be getting
15
into a fight
damage.
knowing that. Mm,
I definitely know what I will do though before everything else. Mantle of Inspiration.
That is a bonus action.
Yeah. So that like so.
Do
that
I have
way,
any good bonus actions? No, I
that
have.
way,
Slugs.
I have
Actually,
command.
I
I could
do.
try to I could try to command him to stop. Would that not work?
Yeah, he's a wizard.
Hello. Hello.
Stagger?
No, no, we can hear you. We just don't know. We just haven't heard from Stag.
Ah, okay.
I
I'm about to
will
say,
say.
am I getting fucked again?
No, no, you're fine. Oh, also, for our good friends that are within the range of Mantle of Inspiration, which should be all my allies here. Y'all get 5 temporary hit points, and Beaker can use his reaction to move up to his speed without provoking opportunity attacks. So that'll be good.
I just imagine we're doing a fucking cool pose as I jump in front of fucking Beaker and we're just getting ready to fuck him up.
And or get out of here.
And or get out of here.
Yeah. Dramatic pink smoke as we Common Rider pose.
Fucking rock riff in the background.
You know what?
Kamen Rider.
And meanwhile,
Kamen
Beaker is
Rider.
on the guy falling on the floor.
You know what? I'm creasing your Jordans.
You fool.
You fool, I don't wear Jordans.
Fuck. Mr. Spada creases Jordans. Creasing Jordans.
Thank
Man.
Jordans. Creasing Jordans. Here it is.
You know what? Fucking you know what? I'm going back to the old memes.
The old memes.
Give Neko the low for fade.
Fuck, excuse me. Fuck was that noise?
He
I was
did.
trying to end it quickly.
Poor Stagif.
The point being is the time for dreads is over. We're giving you the taper fade.
why is that just constantly the meme we have? I don't understand.
We have no originality.
Fuck.
Mm.
Excuse me.
I wish if only Ink could tell that blue bitch how they felt.
Hey, Neko.
Hmm?
You want to see something cool?
Sure.
You want to see me explode?
Ah, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
You like her?
Yeah.
I am also curious.
I miss.
No, because this is Neko. Well, remember, I'm picking this up from Neko's idea. So
Ah,
miss-
spoilers, spoilers.
yeah.
I miss Tall Beaker. You remember him in his tallness? He was so tall.
Yeah, but now he's a short guy. And you gotta
He's an
live with him being a
automaton,
short
as they
guy.
say.
He's a 5.4.
He's cheaper to build now.
He's cheaper to build.
Remember when
That's one way of putting it.
Less materials. Come on, man.
I
calling you
mean,
15?
sure, I
I
suppose.
feel like that's
Alright,
a bit
15
offensive to
minutes.
say.
Less materials, more efficient.
So the point being is, you know, all y'alls are bitches.
How dare.
Happening for a sec. Yep, a 15-minute break for emergency.
Mhm.
Crease. Alright, back to the thing. Fucking Lucy gets stuck in sand. Again.
Got stuck in sand. Worst time of my life.
Worst sand dweller in history.
It's fucking coarse, rough, and getting everywhere.
It's like, what the fuck? Woman,
Yeah.
you lived in Sandland. You don't know how to handle sand?
She does, but
Well, it's kind of hard to handle sand when it's eating you.
Behold,
What
behold,
is this?
quicksand. Don't try to struggle. It will only make it worse.
This is fantasy quicksand too. It works on them cartoon rules. IRL quicksand is, albeit yes, dangerous, but it is a lot slower.
Bravigi once again doing their Bravigi thing.
What? Trying to hold everybody together and remain neutral?
You didn't though. You ran away. You just did a Bravigi okay through your whole life, and now look at you.
Exactly. And now he has to realize. He still wonders to himself, like, why did I fucking give up?
Cause man, you did it because you did it, dude.
On this timeline, I probably did it because, like, I wanted to go and kill Father, but everybody else was like, save world. And I was like, nah,
then-
revenge!
And then fucking Arya, fucking Christ, became
fuck did I do?
the loneliest lady imaginable.
Well, yeah.
Just not even a cat. Couldn't even become the crazy cat ladies. These are my babies. Just and name them really weird out of pocket shit. But I think in this cursed fear timeline, I think Benny is actually the cat lady. Just has one cat.
Okay. Well,
What's the name of Benny's cat?
do.
Do?
Hmm?
Okay, I can come back if my bit was an X. Alright, go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so had to step away for a second for it's called some familiar stuff. But
Ah,
You're good.
We can hear you again. Hooray!
I know.
They appear.
But you, yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah. I did use the mantle of inspiration.
mental of inspiration. Had some temp HP and anything else
5
was it
temp
to it?
HP, and when the creature gains these temporary hit points, it can immediately use its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Okay. Is everyone are people going to use this reaction to run up to fucking charge this silhouette man, this evil shadow man?
I am better away from that man. I would rather not engage in close quarters because I'd be pretty shit. I am not a swords bard.
That's pretty fair. That's pretty valid.
Mm.
Anyone else?
I'm
Going up
already
to
in.
beat ass?
Yeah, I'm already in beat ass mode.
Excuse me.
Also, technically,
back.
I'm mobile, so if I wanted to move away, I wouldn't provoke opportunity attack anyway.
Welcome back, Flunky. We'll jump back to you just right after this. Won't be too long, because combat is not the point here.
So in short, Beaker, Beaker and Borviki, get your butts over here, please.
I will go when Beaker goes. I'm not letting him get fucking shot on my account.
He might get shot anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
Beaker gets up. Oh, you first.
No, yeah, gets up.
And dashes
This-
on to the sailor, like, screw this, I'm not dealing with whoever this guy is. That I kinda don't, and also do now.
I know this strange adversary. That's
I'll use my reaction to get back on the Sand Sailor as well.
fair enough. People getting the fuck back on the Sand Sailor.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
The kind of a strange clunky, smooth, but a strange clunky sound following a smooth motion as this entity, quote unquote, reloads. This gun in their hand that they spin the revolver to, and they empty out the rounds, but it's just kind of drops of shadow hitting the ground and evaporating.
I don't know who the
Or
fuck this guy is.
I
Yeah.
know,
Don't
flaming it
know,
back
don't care.
and
We're
aiming,
leaving.
flaming it back and aiming. It's going to take a shot at one of you all before you guys get the fuck out of here.
Oh boy.
Go, 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 go!
Oh my god, this disgusting ass creature. Let's see.
Psychic
First
wins.
up on
Come back,
initiative.
please.
It's on
That
Arya.
me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
25 to hit
Ooh.
Arya.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
No. I don't.
This is gonna hurt a fuck.
use- I don't have anything I can use.
I just used my reaction.
No.
Did you give me temp
I'm not-
HP too, by the way? How much temp HP was it?
I
5.
did. It was only 5.
It's only
It's only
5,
five.
which honestly mitigates a good little bit of this. As you guys start fucking sailing away up into the middle of the street, get the fuck out of this situation, get out of this area. One passing glancing shot hitting Arya just above, just in the shoulder, mid arm. A strange glowing light that shoots from the shadow, searing her. A quick painful little bout. Definitely could have been more painful if he had time to take his aim. But you guys turn the corner.
Tell me that damage again.
It was 14, so
For Jesus.
You can -5 from the temp HP though.
Yep. So 71 minus 9. Shit.
I know a good little shot. As you guys turn the corner into this populated street. That
Okay.
looks a good bit different from that alleyway.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get out of here.
Do you want me to put up a turn order for you, by the way?
No, this bit's over. You guys can react for a second.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
We're moving along. Things are fine and dandy.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm doing my best and driving as best as I can. And it's weird to drive this thing on a road. Just try to find where Max is.
Okay. He's got to concentrate and try to find where Max is.
And I'll leave that shit for a little bit later. As we turn to things. Flunky.
The hell was that sound?
Me being a memer.
Typical memer sound. Flunky.
Hello.
Hello.
The flunk flunk.
Quick question, since it seems like it might be your last little bit for the night.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Picking up on another point, actually. A little situation that I don't think, unless some of you had read. You may not know exactly the little context, but things is flipping the channel, switching over towards another deserty area. But I lived in one. A city. Populated densely. The blaring sun beating down on awnings and the cover that people have to protect themselves from the sun, or some races here not minding too much the extreme heat. There's a small dragonborn that some would confuse for a kobold, picking herself up off the ground, wearing what's slightly better than rags, essentially. A little bag to her side. Cautious and wary. Frankly, distrustful eye. Looking up at a figure that was offering them a hand up, but had since retracted the offer, considering that they stood up on their own. So, you sell stuff sometimes. Are you currently a merchant?
I wouldn't call myself a merchant. I am more of a broker. In
broker?
between.
Ah. So, somebody who takes goods from one point and brings them to the next?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, if you're selling things sometimes, it is now one of those times.
It was.
But no longer?
Well, now I'm talking to you, which means I can't be selling things.
Well, sure you can. I could buy things.
She digs around in her bag for something she thinks this person would like. I have monocle? No, not for you. Bracelet, yes. That she holds out a little gold bracelet with sapphires in it.
That's really nice. And, well, for someone like you to be selling it, should be good. It's kind of a lean down forward. Tail swishing a little bit. As they look at the sapphires in the bracelet, and then they look over at the sapphires in Theo's eyes. The sapphires shown on her hands, and along her arm. A sapphire merchant. But how much?
How much would you pay for it?
Little saleswoman. Well, there are 3 of these gems here laden inside. The gold is well taken care of. There's a bit of sniff. Even a little perfumed. Like it was just worn recently.
No, hmm.
How does 40
No,
gold sound?
she has to take a step back. Like that's an insane amount of money.
It's a well-made. It's a well-made bracelet. And the sapphires are cut very well.
Uh,
Unless you don't think it's worth that much.
I can do 55.
Hmm.
Everybody knows you throw out a lowball offer at first.
Oh, maybe. Or maybe I'm just a bad buyer. I was just throwing out what I thought it was worth, but that'd be my mistake then. I can do 45.
45 cents fair?
So do we have ourselves a deal?
I think so.
Here, I have to look in my bag. Can you do me a favor and put it on my and put it on my wrist while I look? Just offering a handout, kind of palm first, hand fingers pointed down a little bit. It's kind of an awkward position, but as if they were showing something. As they kind of look over to a bag on their side and they start fishing around for some coins, some bags,
Yeah,
or
Theo
pouches.
goes to clasp it on.
Clasped on, and they pull out one little bag. Do you have any change, miss?
Um, no, but I can offer you another item for whatever the cost and change is.
Was they're not exactly gold since well, that'd be a little dangerous. Uh, I just don't want. I just don't want to deal with parsing the bags too much. Here, pulling a satchel out and a little bag, little pouch full of coins. It's about 50 gold, I think. Don't really want to deal with it. So the difference being 5 gold. What else would you offer?
Uh, are you new to the city?
Hmm, I think I am. I've been here a couple of times, but I don't stop by very much.
I could show you around. I know places.
So a tour?
Yes, a tour. We'll even take the scenic
Part-time
route.
scenic road. Oh, part-time merchant, part-time tour guide. I think that sounds agreeable to me. And then they more fully offer this pouch of coins. It's a little on the, it's not massive, but it's especially considering Theo's smaller frame. It's a little on the big side. 50 gold coins.
She takes it.
Yeah, and with it, the figure would look their wrist over, jingle this thing around, and kind of smile as they compared the color from their own scales to this gem crusted bracelet. Well, no time like the present. Where would you be taking me first?
Uh, have you seen the Palace of Silks?
Hmm, I don't think I have. Is that what you would recommend first?
Yes.
Are you saying are you saying I need new clothing?
No. Um. Uh. No.
Mostly a joke. Here, I'll go ahead and follow. And you can tell me about, well, what you know about the city. If there's anyone that you would recommend going to, any stores you like, any places you like going to, people to avoid, maybe. Maybe what you think about the city.
And it's nice enough. I mean, it's one of the bigger here in Flagos, and there's always opportunity if you can take it.
Nice enough. Do you think so?
No,
Offer me
I'm
sides of a place. But,
not big and tough, and that's kind of what you need to make it in the city.
uh, so, the city, would you say the city is nice enough if you're big and tough?
No, it's nice enough when you're little and small, but you know your way around.
Oh, so what happens if you're big and tough then? How's it like for them?
I wouldn't know.
No, you don't see them big and tough people walking around. You don't see the looks on their faces.
Yeah, well, I do, but I mostly stay out of their way.
Hmm, that's fair enough. Well, you think? What do you think you'd be doing? So here you are, offering a tour, selling your goods. How long do you think you'll be doing this? It's kind of they'd start to follow if Theo would start to walk. Otherwise, they'd just be kind of sitting there, hands held, hands held in front of their waist, one holding the other's wrist.
Yeah, you'd start to pad through the city. If I wasn't doing this, I don't know. Operating a successful restaurant, maybe an art gallery.
Very different things. Very big things, though.
I
And
have big
what's
dreams.
big dreams? What's stopping you from doing those two things? Being big and tough doesn't make it so you can run a restaurant or make art or host art. You can do that just in your size. In most
Us,
places, at least.
well, not here. Us little people don't get a lot of opportunity, and I'm not talking about little people size-wise. I mean, it's societally. There's not much opportunity to move up in Flargos.
Which is a little. It's always seemed a little backwards to me. All the space to grow up, apparently, but not very many people to take it, as it turns out.
Might makes right. If you're strong, you get to choose the rules, and if you're like me, you get to follow them.
Hmm. Follow them. Or stay out of their way, I guess, as you do. In a way, that's also following the rules. You know, I don't really like Flargos very much from what I've been here. Actually, I don't think I like Flargos at all.
Where else is there to go?
There's other countries, other places.
If for people with money, it's easy to say that when you can go where you want.
Yeah, I guess that's true also. There's freedom in that. You have some money now. Do you think that's enough to be able to make it? I don't know. I think Lightera is the closest.
Maybe enough for passage, but what do I do when I'm there?
No? What were you doing while you were here?
I think laws over there work a little differently.
Hmm?
It's
You can't sell your brokered goods over there? But what makes it so you can sell it here?
I don't get caught.
Same thing. Just don't get caught over there.
Now, Litera is. It's not for me.
Hmm. So Flargos it is. I guess I've been here for a while too, even though I don't like this place.
I like to think things might be different one day. Maybe someone will come along and fix things.
Hmm. And do you think they'll be right? If they fix them?
Maybe.
What if they go wrong? And we're on a different wrong. Not the same way things are wrong now.
And what if the moon was made of cheese? I don't deal in ifs. I deal in
But the moon
nows.
being made of cheese is much less likely than things going wrong.
Well, you
Unless
can.
one of these gods had a sense of humor, and one of
Maybe.
these gods didn't care about the moon.
You can stand around and ask yourself if. All day. If. It gets you nowhere. You have to do what you think is right.
But well, is doing the same thing and accepting following these rules going to get you anywhere either? Instead of asking the ifs?
One day at a time.
How many days is that? How many days is that going to be, Theo?
I never told you my name.
Maybe. I think you did at some point.
Maybe. I don't know. The world doesn't change overnight. Or maybe it does. I don't know.
It could feel like an overnight, especially considering everything that's happened. Theo, if you could have a say, if you were given the reins to Flargos, or given a choice to help guide those reins, help someone else do it, what do you think? What would you do with those reins?
I try to make people happy. Everyone here is so angry all the time. They're always strutting around with their big muscles and their swords and trying to prove they're better than everyone else. And I don't think they have to do that. They could just be.
You know, seems like it's making some of these people happy, but so if you changes, things don't have to be that way. There's going to people that are. There's going to be people that aren't happy about that. Can't make everyone happy.
And I suppose that's the justification for the way things are now, no? Not everyone's going to be happy. I know I'm not.
There's plenty of people who aren't happy, but I guess maybe a little more concrete. Maybe instead of something broad and basic like make the people happy, What would be a plan? I know you're not a city planner. I know you don't. I assume you're not a city planner. I assume you don't do many of these things. But you, as a person who lives here in this city in Fargos, what would you do to make the city, to make Flargos a place that's happier for people?
Well, first of all, I'm a woman of many talents. I might be a city planner. Um, let's see. Well, might makes right has to go. And a more civil system of government. And they probably make killing people in the street illegal. Because they can just do that. If I look at someone wrong, chop chop. See, it's not good for me.
No.
So I try to stay out of the way. I'm little. It's smart.
A lot of people do like being able to do that. How are you going to enforce? How would you enforce getting rid of might makes right?
Through the people. If I can convince enough people that it's wrong, then it's another form of might, I guess. There's no easy way to do this. If it were possible. But that's ifs.
I know, but you have to think about the ifs before they become whens. That's the thing about it. There's a whole lot of ifs that go into whens and into have-beens. Every have-been started as an if. You didn't come here with anyone. You came here with these people, but you are not close to them. They might be people you can work with. Theophania. They'll have places to be, but things are moving. As Theo leads forward, while normally would be ducking aside, avoiding people, it seems to be that the crowds and the people are parsing for them instead. A little like, well, a little like the Red Sea. In a slow fashion, as they take steps forward, people simply part for them. Theo, you asked a question. Well, he asked a couple of questions. Just what would be. Oh, actually, funnily enough, you asked if we'd met before. Sort of, in a sense. You are not here with people who, at the moment, can help pull you out of anything too dangerous, anything terrible. There are no hands reaching out for you in the mire here. So things will be a little different. Theophania, do you have a question for me? Maybe a few. And I will ask for a price different from these little scenes and settings and memories that could be.
How do I make the right choice? How do I fix this broken place.
Hmm. Well, you already know the first part of that, which is one of the most difficult things, and that is getting rid of Iris. As the first step is to erase the old, or at least the old parts. There's still going to be more things like that unless you want to end up like Iris, in a sense. You cannot just kill her, and you cannot just stop everyone who agreed with her. There's too many people to do that. And even if your intentions are right, if you wipe them out, people who would have agreed with you at once will take a second guess at allying with you. And as for the right and good choices, it's a very difficult question, one that I've thought about a lot. I've thought about those ifs. But I think maybe thinking about people every day might be how you do that. Thinking about how they think, how they feel, thinking about how every single person down from, well, people how you were, unfortunately, even up to people how like Iris, and thinking about how they feel and how they think. And you have to take everyone into consideration for your thoughts, within reason, of course. We can't be thinking about the insane ramblings of someone who is trying to kill everyone, but everyone else. I think in the end that is my best answer I can give you for that question, Theo. Is just to have empathy.
I only have one more.
Go ahead.
Who are you?
Hmm. I guess a few different answers work for that. I think at this point, Master of Memories is a good answer. Trespasser is another answer. But I've been here long enough that I guess even though I've kept myself written out of the story, I'm still in it. And I think another answer might be, in a sense, an old friend. Looking at a lot of these old memories, things don't really work the way they should anymore, or they keep changing. But I think an old friend is good enough an answer.
I think I knew that. Thank you, Samara.
You're very welcome, Theophania. Here, let's. The others have to figure out their own ways to get to the end of the cave. You came here a little differently, so I will not. I don't think I'll ask for the same price.
And
I don't
what would
think
you
I'll ask
have
for the
of
same
me?
price. I think. I think for now, in these memories. I think if you can just keep on with this tour, if you can show me a place you've always wanted to eat, here. I would like a bit of company for a bit of time, is what I ask from you, Theophania.
I think Theo finds a little coffee shop. It's nothing spectacular. But it seems familiar.
And essentially, they'd wait as well. These fools were looking for Max finally.
Yeah, I can do Max.
And to put everyone else back in. Bravigi,
Hello.
can I get a spellcasting check once again? Just to see how clearly you can find.
Yep, that was charisma. Okay, making sure. Yep. Almost rolled wisdom. 17.
And that's good enough. Maxilon,
Oh,
you're in this room. In this meeting room that belonged to whoever this was that you shot.
is this
You're-
the same moment in time?
This is the exact same moment in time for a second as you're left there with this revolver in your hand and all this. You felt some measure of help while you were doing this, but you're this entity image, their appearance still the same, though the black ichor that oozes from their head starting to pool on the ground. You are here. These thoughts have been plaguing you of this strange uncanniness that has been around. What are you doing at the moment? What are you going to do now?
He's going to leave.
Going to
There's
start leaving the room.
yeah, there's no point in staying in this room with this body.
Briviki, you have a simple concept of a question that you would like to echo forth towards Maxilla.
It's the same question I was giving Beaker of, where are you? Basically, the concept of asking, just someone asking where you are,
Yeah, Max
someone
replies
looking for you.
mentally and gives an answer. I don't know where I am, but Max would know.
Yeah, there's the answer of essentially where you're at, which becomes increasingly difficult to think of. And something about this question for Bravigi. From Bravigi, the sensation that you kind of hated from him.
I only do it whenever it's important.
I know, but that doesn't stop people from disliking
Yeah.
the intrusions. At least these intrusions as they were. But a strange answer is given to you. And you feel a sense of regret, a sense of uneasiness in a certain direction.
Hmm.
Driving through this strange street of this city, which. What are passive perceptions for those of you on this little sand sailor? For Arya and Lucy.
My
And
passive person is a 19.
19's
13.
pretty good. 13 is
20.
okay. 20 is even better than that.
A
Yeah,
12.
I know. 12. So,
And
Lucy
I'm
and Braviki are the only ones that really kind of notice. As you guys are driving through the street, you guys start to notice that the crowds of people start to repeat slightly. Maybe slightly different expressions, jumping out a different way. But you start to notice that you've seen the same couple of people
Hmm.
over and over. Well, have a good night, Zero.
Hey, is it just me, or
Night,
have we
bud.
been going in circles?
Probably it seems it's a repeating cycle. I'm trying to focus on where Max is.
Any luck?
In
Uh,
that direction, although it seems directionless, but it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. Max is over there, question mark. Slightly upwards and to the right. Is point up. That's where Max seems to be. That's where the thought seemed to originate from.
Okay.
oh, point in that direction. I don't know how we're gonna get there. You can see through the floor.
Don't worry, I have an idea. Says her hand starts
Hopefully it's a
crackling
good
with
idea.
energy. Just hang on to your butts.
I'd rather hold on to the ship.
Pulls up her blouse.
She's going to aim, like crackle the energy in her hands, and is going to aim downwards over the railing and start firing Eldritch blasts.
I know this bizarre sense of this bizarre propulsion. You know, it works out. Just kind of a blast down the front of the sailor, hops up, and it catches onto something that kind of wasn't there, and almost as if clipping through the initial wall that was right over here. As you guys blink, and you are somewhere else.
Don't worry, I got the perfect gift for this, and by got the perfect gift, I mean I just created it. Give me a moment.
All right.
Man.
I feel like this is an apt thing to put though.
how the two are feeling right now, just like
I know this panic scream as you guys are. Oh my god! If you guys have seen that little fucking bit with SpongeBob where Squidward gets thrown through the horrible fucking torment dimension or whatever the fuck by the Flying Dutchman.
Oh my god.
I know, just moving through this awful in between.
Every day in the far realms is a joy.
Every second. Maxilon, you leave this room and find yourself walking into your bedroom.
That's not how doors work.
No, it's not how doors work at all. They turn behind you and the door is closed. Whatever
Reality is
outfit you were
unraveling.
wearing, whatever outfit you were wearing was not there. It's changed into whatever you'd be getting to get ready for bed. The gun that was in your hand is no longer there. The slight spray of black speckling your suit before is gone. It's time for bed, and it's time for tomorrow.
No, it's not. We're gonna try and head back out the door.
You're an old
Grabbing
man.
the door,
You're an old man. You need your
and
rest.
you turn it. You turn that handle, and the door opens. And you step out, and it's your hallway, as it should be as you're leaving your room.
Yeah, we have to
Ample
get out of
lighting,
this house.
ample lighting as you have set it.
Every 7 feet, as it should be.
And moving
But
forward, you try to the door is that way. Well, there's actually a couple of doors. There's three. Three ways to get out of this house. One through the kitchen, one through the back, one through the front. You don't want too many ways to get in, aside from the windows, but you can't help that. Well, you could, but you start living more like a prisoner that way. I guess unless... No, it's fine. Moving forward. This isn't... It's kind of a safe assumption. You're not... This isn't real, is it? It can't be real. I mean, something so... Once you think about it, something so downright depressing shouldn't have ever come to pass. And you can think about the things that I guess have brought you here towards this state of being. Maxilon, you may have won, but at a cost that you didn't like. You can't control what other people do, but you can control yourself. And unfortunately, it gets a little harder to control yourself in some of these cases. Seems like looking at this strange set of foggy memories that led you here 20 years after your victory over the end of things. Seems like in the end, ultimately, fear could be your undoing. You just... How do you... You can't help but... No, this hasn't happened yet. This had... Mid thoughts. As if this ridiculous set of circumstances doesn't get any stranger at any point in time. You hear a shattering of windows. You hear screaming. But
Like just, and then... Probably.
what the fuck?
it is annoying. It is shrill, obnoxious, but there is a strange sense of relief. This uncanny feeling that's been mildly in the background of your mind for this long little bit. That shrill scream and those voices that you heard that are familiar do not seem to echo that sentiment of uncanniness. They do not have the wrongness that many other things have had once you think about it. It's just around the corner that this crash and these screams are.
Well, if it's annoying, shrill, and obnoxious, there's only one person it could be.
There's actually 7.
That's you make it
Damn,
valid.
bro.
Just like, okay, we made it, guys.
I swear,
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn how to pilot, drive one of these things, whatever. I am not doing this again with you.
Yeah, hey, you tried going from one mind space to another, huh?
Yeah, that's a
There was nowhere to go but up and right. And we had
Houses
no
aren't
way of doing it.
roads. Okay, hold on. Houses aren't roads. You understand that, correct?
Hi, yes, hello.
That's my
Hello?
wall.
No, it's not.
Who the fuck is this old man?
None of this is real. It's just what's in your head.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why you
I'm aware of
remember a
how
wall.
illusion magic works.
You old as shit, old man.
Then how come you weren't finding us?
And why are you so gruff?
Because I was enjoying some peace and quiet for once.
Well, peace and quiet's over.
Yeah, I know, you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ink,
Okay, well,
I
that's just
just
rude.
shot you.
This is out
Ink
of
is
here.
not there.
Get
Oh,
out.
yeah, Ink's
Get
not
out of
here
the
yet.
fourth. Get out of the fourth wall. I'm tired of people coming in.
Stop talking in scenes you aren't in then. And then I won't think you're there.
All right, go away.
Damn.
Like,
Mhm.
we only have about, like, we have you, now that we found you, we just need to get Benny and then get Ink.
Have you came
I can
across
under-
any of us?
I came across Ink and I shot him.
You.
I shot them.
Oh well. I guess you picked
They
up on
tried
it
to-
too then.
They tried to poison me,
Oh,
Oh.
huh.
which I wouldn't put past Ink on a day-to-day basis.
They tried to
And,
hit me with a mind blast.
Which I wouldn't put past Ink on a day-to-day basis.
Uh,
Hmm.
I still think we
Aria
need to find the
encountered
missing
another
one out.
you, so there's that.
A
So,
version of you.
Wait, you did?
right, we were in a cave, weren't we?
Yeah.
You were.
Is everything back to normal, or no, we're still in Mindscape. Land,
No,
never
we
mind.
still got two more
No.
people to find, and
Does this look like
Rafiki
a
is our
cave?
tracker. So
Oh.
if you could please get on the Sand Sailor.
Okay.
Also, what is this about another version of me that you found?
I'm in my
No, not
PJs.
No, I was referring to we found another Max, or you talked to another Max.
Oh, right. Yes, I found another one, and he was very dismissive of me. He was being very rude.
It's just
Because I-
like in real life when I do something wrong in my girlfriend's stream and she gets mad at me when I wake up. Yeah,
Because
we're
I
getting
know
on
for
the
a fact
Sand
that you.
Sailor.
Because I know for a
Alright.
fact you wouldn't do that to me.
I know. I'm the Sand Sailor. Yeah, you're still in these fucking PJs. You're still. You feel much less old suddenly talking to these people. Although
You-
Max's appearance doesn't change.
Then
Max
Max just
still
turned
has.
into Scrooge.
No, not that
No,
old.
he's got it's striped. It's a two-piece. He's still got the sleeping cap on though.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
the classic
God, you're-
sleeping cap.
Basically, this is
You're-
what
Yeah, you're
happened
saying
to
you're
Max.
not Scrooge?
No, I
No,
don't
not
think he's
Scrooge.
Scrooge.
Scrooge wears a
English.
nightgown.
Brother, man, you sound like my actual grandfather.
Well, it's
don't
not my
worry
fault your
about it.
grandfather had drip.
I miss
Uh.
Granddad.
Let's go. Popping
Yeah.
a bottle, and we moving. Braviki, which way?
Went to the thrift store by your granddad's clothes, looking
Which-
amazing.
Are we going after Ink or are we going after Benny?
I think we're gonna need all of us for Ink.
I'll tell you what, I'm going after Betty. Good night.
Well, there they go.
Wow, there they go.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to think on Benny.
You know what? You know what you should do? You should show us what's happening to Benny. Just as
Meanwhile, with
Flunky-
Benny, as we're about to
Just
go
because-
after them.
specifically because Flunky asked for it, and since she wants to be a bitch, do it now. Do it now. Give us the Benny.
You know, why not a little? Why not a little bit? At another point, time, place, and or whatever the fuck doesn't exist, there is, well, unbeknownst to very much all of you, there's a Benny. This Benny is marching forward. There is a spear on her back. Something of a falcon to her side. And maybe a little ridiculously, as Benny is missing an eye. We are missing an arm. And most of all, they are alone.
Are you in your car?
Yes.
I am.
They're on the
Mentioned.
way.
Jerry,
They are getting the za.
you're getting pizza.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Excuse me.
So like, punish Benny's going out for pizza. Well, then what else?
Listen, you don't ever slander pizza, okay? If they
I'm
want
not
pizza, they want
slandering.
pizza.
I'm not slandering pizza. I'm saying punished Benny.
How can you lie to pizza?
Your mic is
Jesus.
speaking,
I know. Hold on.
but
What?
Literal Kojima Productions and Fatebreakers.
I know. But this Benny seems to talk to herself kind of a whole little bit. As Benny thinks about, well, maybe a little similar to a couple of the other people's, but there's shit to do, and people at some point will stop wanting to fight the fight, and they're completely right too. But that doesn't ever mean that the fight ever stops. And while some people settle down to their families that they've made, lives that they forged after all of this, they would leave things to, well, the next generation. We can't fully trust that. They don't know what we know. And, well, maybe a short end of the stick on each of these iterations. As much as Benny thinks and dreams about how nice it'd be to settle down with just somebody, something always happens. Just to keep it right out of reach, all the way to the end. To the point where maybe it's time to leave Hamath for good again. We've done all we could do here, and all the relationships that we've forged, all the time that we spent here. Irreplaceable. And not something that we would trade for the world. In fact, well, in a sense we are. We're going to hold on to these memories, and we will simply lament that nothing ever came to fruition. That none of these relationships, none of these friendships, nothing ever matured into something lasting. It's time to say goodbye to Hamath. And you find yourself flipping the eye patch upwards, and where once used to be an eye, it's a small gem. Where once was her right horn, is a little device. Little device with symbols on it that, well, most people here, well, pretty much anyone here wouldn't recognize. Riviki,
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make that charisma check.
I'ma give you a bardic.
I'm gonna need it because I rolled a 5.
Ooh, okay.
I know. So do you need to roll a 5 on the dice?
Yes, it's an 8 right now.
Okay.
Your bardic is the bardic is being given to you. I believe it.
I know. You can go and roll that bardic. It's a
It's
level
a,
9. Is
it's
it
a
a
D.
D10 or is it a okay
It's
D8?
a D8 right now.
D8?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're also multi-class, so like.
Yeah.
Alright. So it's a D8 right now?
Yep.
8 plus 7.
15.
15.
And 15 is enough. You have your simple question. The
Just,
concept.
yeah, the concept of just, either where are you or someone's looking for you.
Someone's looking for you. The answer you get in response is a scoff. Almost.
He just chuckles and then they get a sense of familiarity.
Furrowed brow and flipping the eye patch back down. What the fuck is this?
Is that what she responds?
That is what she responds.
One word. Friend.
Whoa.
The little.
I know.
That was
Fucking-
great. That was a great noise.
One word. Friend.
Just hangs up immediately.
Unfortunately for how telepathy works, you can't theoretically hang up on me.
DM proved that wrong.
Funnily enough, there is actually a sense of surprise. From, honestly, the inability to hang up. Not your concern.
That's the response. None of our concern.
Yes, to the question of where are you at?
Okay, this is interesting. Everybody else wanted to seem to be found. Verigi's got to think for a moment. And he's got to send, oh god, how can I send this? How can I think of sending this? I'm trying to send basically the concept or the message of sight is falsehood.
What the fuck?
Other than that, it's the concept or feeling of uncanny valley.
I know, and wherever they're at. Strange, a harsh squint. It's a harsh one-eyed squint at nothing and then looking around. And just, you know what? It's fine. We have one more fucking thing to do before we leave, I guess. Why the fuck not? And trying to send, realizing that it doesn't seem to be full thoughts and full sentences, they send you a response. The edge.
The edge. Okay.
As far as location.
He's got to try to concentrate.
The edge. The edge.
Ravi's just gonna say
I-
Benny's a interesting one.
Hmm.
I have no idea what's going on. At least not
She's
with
very
how.
passive aggressive.
Well,
Okay, what? I gathered
regardless,
that
you know
much,
the
but
drill by now. Brace yourself.
oh, oh, god damn it. Okay, well, I gathered that bit, by the way. But I mean, like, how are we gonna dissect this in order to help? And also, why is it always gotta be so rough of a ride?
Well, it's because we're not the ones in control of where we're going or how this
I
place is
know.
constructed. I could try
It's
to
Lucy who's
help.
in.
Yeah, I could have tried to help with that, or we could just try to get our friends.
Considering that we're headed to the edge, I think probably Benny would hear the sounds of screaming again.
As Brevie is just pointing on where he feels Benny's passive aggressivism is the most.
Yep, and we're boosting ourselves with Eldritch Blast to go faster and get where we need to go.
Yeah.
You
Brevi's
guys are
learning a
just.
lot about his friends.
I mean, you guys are in this strange hallway area, and driving forward, you guys crash through the wall. Back out into somewhat familiar grass that you guys have already skidded on, although this time it's back anew until you guys fuck that up again too.
That poor garden wall.
Just another.
I know, just breaking through this garden wall,
The fucking cabbage guy. God
and
damn it.
maybe a little more frightening this time again, because it is going forward, going towards the mountains, going towards. You're moving fast, just ridiculously fast. The area around you starts to blur as you guys find yourselves suddenly hitting the horizon.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
That
This
is really
this
strange.
this distorted angle for a second as it stretches and bends and then tears. And funnily enough, a little unlike the other ones where you guys crashed in chaotically. It is as soon as this wall, this barrier tears, it is a blink and you guys are simply somewhere else. No momentum. It is just the sand sailor sitting there with all of you screaming for a second
Ah!
where you realize that it's not in motion.
Oh man, that's so fucking weird.
Now it's this gift. Though we probably don't stop in front of Penny. We just stop.
I don't know. You guys just stop and you guys see the somewhat familiar goat wearing well, different clothing. You know what? Actually, do I have the?
You should. I know you posted it before.
You definitely have posted before.
I know it's just over there.
It's just in that direction.
Do-do-do.
From what I recall, Berbigi's just gotta look at Benny and be like, man, you've been through some shit.
There's kind of a squint at everyone there, everyone looking the way they do. And just post it again.
Sorry,
Here it is.
Yeah,
hiccuping.
yeah.
There it is. Oh my
Fucking.
god.
Just hearing you've been through some shit. Just kind of this head tilt a little bit, like, thank, thanks. I appreciate that. What the fuck is all this?
Hi. So, um, where are we? This is.
Uh,
She's like looking. Moose is like looking
kind
around at this place.
kind of like what she said. It's a ledge. Something along cliffside. Although the exact location doesn't seem to be clear.
Place
It doesn't matter
world between worlds.
where we are. It's what you're seeing is not what it seems. It's you're inside a weird mind illusion. Also, were you? He looks towards the edge. Were you about to do
Hmm?
something you'd regret?
No, I was going to leave.
What do you mean leave?
To where? It's in like
We're inside your mind.
Yeah.
Where is there to leave to?
Okay, excluding the fucking. I'll humor it for a second. Excluding the mind motion thing, I was gonna leave Hamath.
the world.
Yeah,
To where?
To where? Another
there's, a,
dimension?
there's other places. I
I mean, you're not wrong about that. But I guess how?
then he grimaces, their eyes shut tight, and one of their hands kind of reaches towards their temple. I
Or he's just gonna hop off the sand sail and go towards her.
I don't fucking know. Uh, I was. I had a way. Y'all shouldn't be able to be here.
Well, unfortunately for you, I am here and you're stuck with me.
We're all here for you.
It's not that. It's. Never mind.
We
What do
can
you mean you're
discuss
all?
it later.
Actually, out of this group. This is from this is from that one time. Or I suppose this is from back then. What the fuck is ink?
That's the last person that we have to get. We've got
Yeah.
everyone else, you included. We just need them.
Fair warning, you
Well,
might have to pin them down or kick their ass first.
yeah, that fucking tracks if it's anything I had to do with it. Fucking. You said it's a fucking mindscape or
Yes.
okay,
We
why
should. We, we're
why are
still
you
in the
fucking
cave when we got here.
what cave?
Okay. You got hit hard. We went into a cave. Someone said that they were the master of memories. Uh and now we're apparently, I guess, seeing things that we don't want to see or don't want to acknowledge or are afraid of. Various things of just not good.
Various things are just not good, huh? Very, very eloquently spoken, Ravigi.
At least you remember my name.
Yeah, I ain't fucking stupid. It's the more I think about it, the more my fucking head hurts. But it's been a long time.
It seems to have been a
Been a
long
long.
time, yes.
I don't even know when the first time was. Uh, what time is this? Okay, we're looking for ink. We're looking for ink,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and you said something about being shown the bad icky no fucking no shit or whatever the fuck it is.
Pretty much.
Effectively what we fear.
In a sense. Okay, you found me. Is that all you
Yeah.
have to do?
We found you through. Well, Praviki was able to track you down through your mind.
Yeah, he has his
Finding.
psion. He has his
Mm,
psionic shit.
we
Yeah.
found
I think.
Arya through her feelings of loneliness.
So it's all right. So mental this and that's. Yeah, I guess that also makes sense why ink would be such a fucking bitch to find.
Something about him being a monster. But Vicky, do you think you can find him?
I probably can, and it's probably going to hurt.
Well, I'm here for you.
They found a way out of that, though.
Should I hold your hand?
No, it doesn't
Wait.
work like that.
Well, no, it's just, for
Yes, you
just in
can.
case.
You can.
Well, either way, if you stick near me, it should be better.
We're all gonna be
Should be better.
sitting near
Right?
each other.
All right, I'm finally caught up of all that shit, Jesus.
Hooray.
Then that should be easy. Should be easier. All right.
Oh shit! Excuse me.
I'm trying to think what. Okay, so if some part of this is fucking mental shit, what's happened?
Well, I nearly drowned in sand. And
Was
we
that
lived
real?
this. Hmm?
What was the last real thing that happened then? If I
Oh, well,
Us
we
being
were
in a
with.
cave.
Yeah, we were in a cave talking with the Master of Memories. And.
Lamia, or not really
Yeah,
Lamia.
and then there were two pathways. We walked down whatever one, and then ended up here.
That was the last thing we all remember before waking up in our dreamscapes.
what the fuck was right before that? What the fuck were we doing? Did we?
Before going in the
Where
cave,
we're
well,
Yeah,
we
did
were
we stop
looking
the
for.
mage yet, or did we get?
No, we
no,
haven't.
haven't.
We haven't done that at all yet. We came here
Sparkus
first.
hasn't.
No.
I'll
We've
let
we've
you read my
we've not
journal whenever we get out of here.
we've not confronted Iris. We've not confronted any mage. We decided to come here with information from that Maxilon got from a guard about this person in order to help us try to find some information about getting both to the capital as well as the factory where this magic cannon that the spades are constructing is located.
Okay, I feel like I kind of remember. Okay, so that hadn't happened yet. Oh my god, it's so
Yes.
fucking long.
It seems like it's been years. I know.
No, maybe. How many years?
There hasn't been
How many years?
years, Benny.
No,
Well, my dreamscape was like it's already been like post aftermath of us saving the world, which is why I
Yes.
felt lonely because I was just living in a shack by myself in Frostnir.
I. Hmm. I probably should have found you first then. Either
no,
way.
I don't know. I don't know if it works that way. Then
And
I might
even
have
then,
been here. I might have been here at any point. All right. So what? So you were trapped in some kind of. You almost died in a sandstorm. What about
Yeah.
what about you, Bravigi? And you were I guess living alone in Frostnir for.
That was Arya.
I was yeah, that was me. I was living alone in Frostnir, and I was wondering why no one after we had saved the world was ever communicating with me. So I decided to go out to separate countries. Went to see Max first. He was very dismissive of me, and then next thing I know, I'm being confronted by these two, Lucy and Brevigi.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay.
apparently got my revenge. I abandoned you all when you needed me. Essentially, yeah, a lot to reflect on there.
Yeah, you didn't. How long was it for y'all? It was
Well, there seemed to be after the events of saving the world.
which
My
happened about 3 years after that, or I guess it did. I
Yeah,
remember
feels
it.
like
I
3 years after now.
for me, I didn't experience any of it. Mine just was in Florida.
It might be because you were a goddess at some point.
Well, no,
There might have been more, but
because
I guess they they got someone got to you, right? So maybe
yeah,
yes.
Faviki
I guess
found me before I.
before too much had happened.
Mm.
Okay, well that's fine then. It's been okay. Max, if Max's looks or anything to go by, it looks like it's been 15 to 20 some years from. Okay. Yeah, let's go see about finding that fucking goon then. I don't know how much of this is gonna stick around. I have a lot to think about then.
Yeah, we can all discuss this later.
Well, what? Yeah.
I think we should, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get on the Sand Sailor and Arya hold my hand because if I think I'm gonna probably get a little bit of psychic backlash.
That's why I offered. And she goes ahead and holds your hand.
Alright, he's gotta concentrate on Ink, who is probably fucking constantly screaming.
Miss wants to be found so badly. They've known something is wrong from the get-go, and they feel various things. If you'd like to roll a charisma check at advantage,
I
Ain't
shall.
screaming.
Is Ink screaming?
No.
What is Ink doing? Well, hang on, let me do the charisma check and then we'll see. That is a 14.
with advantage,
Yep. I rolled an 11 on the die. I only have a +3 to charisma.
okay.
Hey, it's better than my
That's
int.
true.
By the way,
Ink,
Stag, you're doing
what's up?
Oh no, I was just gonna say you're doing for this week and last week the recap.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So, Ink, you have been watching this strange situation. You have been watching as you and others get ready for an expedition. Or I suppose your body and others get ready for an expedition, as you've been able to glean. Uh,
Hello? Hello?
an expedition from which you've been able to glean.
Back to that half state of being essentially brain dead. This
It's funny enough, it's actually kind of the opposite in a sense, because your brain's still there,
Mm-hmm.
or you're still there. You've been watching as things have unfolded. You've been watching as several people who you once knew. Thank you. You've been watching as several people who you once knew mobilized to help you to help this people pleasing, but yet flawed enough to be believable you.
Funny how
You've seen. You cannot read. Whatever this is keeps you from being able to make out any words. But you can see maps, and you can see several courses charted for the deepest parts of this heart of the world. Although things may have been saved, there's still something malign, something evil, incomprehensible that can be accessed through this heart. Something that you can kind of tell. And as many people, as many people as this deceiver has been funneling to their deaths, you think that this might be the last one. All that's left and all that's needed to open the door. And after your outburst earlier, after that little strange bit that you made, your warden, your captor, has made sure to keep their bars extra tight, made sure to keep you bound as much as they could. They're focusing on keeping you quiet instead of just having the natural bars of this prison hold you as they had for however long it's been in here. And you feel a slight, you can't even make out what it is, but it feels almost familiar. A slight poke. Something from an entity that has something a little close to you. You
metaphor.
don't know what it means, but it is a poke. Something managed to reach a finger past these bars and simply brushed up against the back of your neck. Bravigi, this signal that you try to send, this question that you try to send, you can tell it is being strangled. And whatever attempt you made was not subtle or good enough. But
Well,
everyone, everyone is sharing in your burden.
mm,
No, the aura doesn't help because that'd be from saving throws and like the other things.
okay.
But
I was
there
just
is a couple.
remembering how auras work.
Yeah, it's not off. It's not off the checks, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, they're more
I do
for
need.
saves.
I do need intelligence saving throw though, which you do get help from Benny, which is +4.
Alrighty, and saving throw +4. Well,
And if you just let me
I
know.
rolled a 24 +4. That'd be 28. I rolled a
Very good.
19 on the die.
And where are you? Very good. How many bitches are here? Let's see. It is
Oh wait.
Benny Bravigi, Lucy, Max, Arya, and Beaker. That is 7 people. Everyone takes 3 psychic damage as the backlash is distributed amongst everyone.
Ouchie. 3 psychic, that hurt.
I know, a little
That's a
baby
head.
psychic damage.
That's a headache.
It could have
I
been a
know,
lot worse.
it's a decent little headache. But yeah, you guys definitely feel whatever psychic backlash is back through you all. And you feel almost a direction, but it wasn't good enough. If you'd like to try again, you can make another charisma check.
Yeah. He's just got.
Again, the entity wants to be found. You can make it an advantage.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can
He's.
I give them advantage since I'm holding the hand of a bard.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just
From help from
gonna
your friend.
forego
Help
subtle
from
wink.
already.
He's been noticed. It's time to just ram through the psychic wall.
Okie
It's time.
dokie.
It's time to.
I know.
do-do-do-do-do-do.
I know.
Let me check
All right.
this
Well,
real quick.
Mind
Bravigi,
blast.
I know, Bravigi, another charisma check, please.
Fuck.
You know what? I think it's time to give another bardic.
Can we give 2 bardics?
Normally not, but because for the purposes of this, yeah, we'll go and give 2 bardics. 2 people are helping you.
Are they both
Much more
D8s?
direct.
Go!
I think they're both D8s.
Okay.
They're both D8s. We're both on the same level.
Okay.
It's level 9, right?
Yes. Well, I'm level
Okay.
7 in bard, but yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
multiclassing. I'm about to say, like, I swear to God, if you're low level, I'm gonna fucking
I think,
smite you the next time I'm DMing.
8 and a
yeah, I think
7,
it's
so another 15 on top of that. So yeah, that's a
Yeah.
25.
and that much is good enough. Ink,
What's up?
you're wearing some dork ass shit. You're wearing some
When is
shit to
Ink
give
not
me.
wearing dork ass shit?
I know, but I don't even mean like the usual black outfits. I mean, you're wearing something much more, as people would find it, becoming something much more professional in a sense.
A
And you
suit.
are strolling through the heart of the world. You're strolling through an area that is bleak, an area that is full of badlands, essentially. There's no growth, no plant life, nothing around for miles and miles, and a strange situation with a company by you. A group of people who are coming to help you liberate some people who have been trapped here in the heart of the world. When you feel it again, but you feel it much more concretely, you feel something slip past these bars without hurting you or hurting themselves. And you hear a simple question, simple image, essentially. Where are you?
So this is session 38. Okay.
Oh, you did you
Long.
peek in?
There's a long pause as they try to project the area that this thing has taken to them, but it's like a grainy, staticky screen.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna
Mm.
cook some pasta sauce real quick.
Sure thing.
Motherfucker, right now,
Yeah, that's fine.
killing it.
So
It's pre-made, so I'll be quick. It's all right.
it's fine. You do. It's a strange image you get, Praviki. It's grainy, but funnily enough, the graininess doesn't actually do very much to detract from the area. The area seems barren and lifeless as it is. Something that this lack of quality doesn't exactly obscure.
Mhm.
And well, I don't think you've ever been to the heart of the world.
I have not. Well, yeah.
The
Well,
land.
fucking did it take this long, or what the fuck is involved with how you're looking for?
Huh?
Praviki, is this working, or
Yeah,
does it take a minute?
I was gotta be pointing towards where I guess ink is.
There's no direction that you can kind of find at the moment, just a strange feeling in this grainy image.
Yeah. Just concentrate, trying to, I guess, degrain it, getting more clear to get it more clear of where to go.
More clear, but you don't know where that is. You've never been there.
Yeah.
That you've been to a couple of other places, but this place is, considering the nature of what's happening at the moment, it's a little strange. What are you
I'm gonna
Are you gonna
share.
see like
Yeah, I'm gonna share like just the image of what I'm seeing just rapidly ping everyone else around me.
Oh boy, that's
Heart
certainly
of
a
the world.
place. I've. Huh. That looks a lot different from when I've seen.
The land of Evernight.
Definitely new.
Question though.
Huh?
Does that thing actually anything go off the moment I send anything to Bravigi?
No, considering how it slipped past. It's not you sending something out. It's something coming in, reaching out to you, and pulling back out undetected.
I see.
How how do we get there? What direction?
Well, we're at the we're at the one of the edges here. It would just be that way, and Benny points, kind of just well in a direction, just east, so east as it were.
Okay. We're gonna have to go fast then. Here we go again.
You might want to hold on to something.
I will put on play music because it's aesthetic. It is from video games, so no worry. Yo,
I don't hear it.
but I am basically firing the Eldritch Blast to make us move faster and hopefully break through this psychic barrier again.
I face one. I don't
Going
have
fast.
gust.
So going fast, going quickly. It doesn't seem to be building up enough speed. Does anybody else have any way to help?
No, I do not have a range cantrip anymore.
Guys, it's not fast enough.
Fucking. Actually, I wonder if
Oh, I have an idea.
well, fucking out with it.
Since it's perceivingly not going fast enough, Braviggy's just gonna reach a hand out towards that direction and just try to psionically just yank everybody towards there.
They have additional help. So your evil ass mind powers.
This is new
Lucy,
for
can I get?
him.
And now, Lucy, can I get an attack roll? And
Attack?
Bravigi, can I get a charisma check again?
With advantage or no?
Depends on if anyone's helping.
Just, what do you want me to use as a modifier here?
Oh, well, whatever you normally use for your Eldritch Blast.
Okie dokie.
Hmm?
I think everybody here's also used their advantage die, haven't they?
The only person that hasn't, I think, is like Benny and
I haven't
Arya.
yet, but you can't use it on yourself.
No. Oh, that's 27.
Mm,
He's powerful.
I'm going to. I'll roll the charisma check for right now. 17. Dirty 20.
Nice.
All right. Dirty 20. Kind of an odd scene. Same thing as you guys begin to use. Well, not realize, but know that this isn't a physical scape. That this isn't something that has to make sense. You guys aren't moving fast enough. So you guys simply pull the destination closer. You guys simply pull at it. Raviki at the helm. And this fucking little sand sailor again warps right to the horizon. And you
Raviki and
guys find
OCD
yourself.
Hitting the one.
OC.
I know. You guys find the sky tearing, the horizon tearing as you guys approach. And this sand sailor skips a few times on this badlands, on this dusty terrain. And it actually seems to run into a few people that were, as it drifted, it seems to run into a few people that were walking out here.
Like, oh, excuse me, sorry!
They look like they're. Oh, sorry, kitty. Let's see. They look like they were ready for an expedition or something. People were marching. People have been traveling. And a surprised look from a dozen people as they look around at this fucking strange ass sand sailor.
Mm-hmm.
And over to one side, you guys see ink.
Oh,
Hair
there
pulled
you
back.
are!
And kind of a bit of a confused look before they smile.
Mm-hmm.
What? What exactly is this?
What does it look like?
Well, it looks like looks like a whole bunch of nonsense to me.
Whole bunch of nonsense.
Remember, that isn't ink talking.
Yeah.
Oh. Shh. What are you doing here?
We're here for you, Ink.
We're here for ink.
Well, here I am.
The real ink.
Here I am. Just kind of arms go out. These little vestigial wings on their waist flutter a little bit. Eyes narrow further.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I don't think he can pull off that. They can pull off that look.
I'm gonna try to keep a hold of that mental link that I have with ink, and I'm just gonna tell or give them just the simple message and concept of fight back.
Where is your rage?
Yeah. Actually, they're just gonna see like basically the mental image of like someone like pulling the reins on a horse. Symbolism.
Metaphor.
Metaphor.
Nothing but static now.
Oh, is that right? Nothing but static.
It's one. Nothing matters. Maybe it was just all an illusion that someone reached up to him. Maybe it was just a trick.
I know. Honestly, it'd be a real shame.
Who actually would come for Ink? Ink's been nothing but a nuisance. the best they were ever going to be is either a slave or a sacrifice.
Or something more. There's a few different options that you could be. This entity, this deceiver, sighing a little bit at these, well, at these little comments, these things meant to offend it, as it were. Okay, well, I think with even more people, I think he'll be just fine. And one of their arms extending out, a quick, horrible, oozing
I'm back. What I missed.
extension. Well, people finding ink, quote unquote, and trying to get ink to respond, ink on the inside to respond. This thing, this thing kind of doesn't seem to be needing to. No more needs for lies at the moment. I think with
Can I
all
say
of you
something?
here, yeah,
So this is just all of us trying to reach ink.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, people trying to reach ink for a second.
Okay.
Here.
Arya's
But
gonna speak in her most gentlest voice that she can. Incubi. I know you must feel that you're alone, and on top of that, you feel that we don't value who you are at times. You've shown me your vulnerable side, and I want you to know that we all appreciate you. Yes, we bicker. Yes, we have our disagreements, but we are all connected together now in this life and any other life from either one past, the present, or one in the future. We are all entangled now together, no matter how different we are in one way, in one version, to the next. Please let us end Incubi. Trust in us. Trust in me, like you did before, when you showed me your weakness. I'm here for you, Incubi.
I guess I guess if Ravigi's still connected, the static slightly clears to a crumpled body just chained up, hair a mess and covering most of their face. Some echo of acknowledgement. Where is that stupid ass image stag?
Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Where's
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Wait.
Can you just
Perfect.
can you just crease this man? Sure, whatever.
Fucking
Not
What if
that
Goku
Ink was?
locked in the
What if
time
Ink was?
chamber.
What if Ink was trapped and betrayed?
any anywho, you know, fucking Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Ooh, no.
Oh, that is
Oh
fucking dark.
no.
Damn.
What the
God.
fuck, man?
Ooh.
That is dark. That is a dark
I love
image.
I love that Flunky had to go respond to that. Jesus Christ.
Cherokee, I don't think that's appropriate to show on the
Oh, I'm
stream.
not
If you're,
showing any of them with that one.
No, that's too much.
that is
No, you know
terrible.
what? No, that probably here's the thing, the aura is the same.
It's fucking.
That is a human McNugget.
Bro, no.
Oh no! Oh no! That one is the fucking
No, that
the
one.
Baki one.
Not the edited image. No,
Not the Baki.
not the Baki image. Oh my god.
This
Okay,
is
we're
so fucked
Yeah.
detracting.
up.
Okay,
Okay.
this thing can kill them all now. You know, call upon
So
the Eldritch to just wipe these schools off the face of the earth, please.
it's fine. Arya,
Yes.
speaking to Ink, their eyes gloss over a little bit. Okay, were you expecting something?
Keep doing what you're doing, Arya.
I was either
Anyways,
I am either expecting us to get through or just a verbal response back. Either or both is fine.
well, there's
Is it-
nothing to respond, Arya. And their hand turning into like a spike, their hand and arm turning into black gel, a sharp outpost, and they pierce through several of the people that were here with them. Through their stomach, chest, and one through the head. Before they get a chance to scream, their mouths quickly overcome with whatever black ichor is starting to ooze and tendril, writhe out of their orifices, really, from their eyes, their mouths, as they are quickly overcome and pulled in to the new black mass. Ink still looking a little like how they did, although just with a portion of them just being a black sludging mess as parts of that start to break off again. The other people that were with you or that were with them seem starts to panic and flee.
Come on, you make this easy
What-
for us. Let our friend go.
A few other ones being speared and taken in as the party starts to get surrounded by these corrupted creatures, these black blood monsters, and this ink creature, which seemed amused at first, but has clearly crossed into annoyance. It's not going to be easy for anyone.
Incubi, you need to stop this. This isn't you. You're not a monster, and you're not a weapon.
This is the truest me that there is.
Are you sure?
And you're right. I'm not a weapon. I'm a key,
Guard me.
and the door is waiting.
Key to what?
You're not a tool either.
Rabigi's
You're
gonna
a
You'll
try
see.
something stupid.
Hmm.
He's gonna try to just, since he sees where ink is, he's gonna try to step into that mindscape.
Ravine about to be betrayed and trapped.
Yep.
In Ink's head. What if Rafiki was trapped and betrayed in Ink's head?
My
Part 1.
God.
It's like that fucking that one episode of Transformers Prime where fucking whatchamacallit, Knockout almost tried to freaking trap Megatron in Starscream's head.
Ooh, callback.
I know.
Well, I see that they're
But
chained up.
if I
I can...
if I could disconnect the mental link, the big guy would never be able to leave Starscream's
Can't believe
head.
the party is about to be 10-piece McNuggets.
It's fine.
Well, Bravigi did say guard him before he tries this, so...
I know. I think I'll go and figure that out.
DM be like, fuck, I didn't expect this.
No, not that. It's mostly timing.
Yeah.
I think I'll have. It's all right. I think I'll have one last little combat for now at the beginning of next session, and I'll go ahead and release the reins back to Cap because I think that's all that's needed. But I think that's about all the time I have for today.
Alright.
It's
Okay.
I gotta
I
try to
know,
break Ink's mental chains. Meanwhile, my
it's
body's on the
11:11.
floor limp.
You
Which
got me
means if
in
you fucking,
chains.
I know that should be 1 o'clock for some of you hoes.
It is.
12.
It is currently 12:12.
Anybody got any raid recommendations?
Let me check Twitter. I mean Twitch. Sorry.
Let's say
Twitch,
what?
sure.
Why are you checking the forbidden zone?
I mean, to be fair,
I don't consider fucking Twitter the forbidden zone. If you want the forbidden zone where nothing, where all the spice is at, it'll be on Blue Sky.
listen, the point being, y'all are in a mindscape, and you know what these eldritch creatures specialize in? The fucking mind.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Here,
Simply go
we
mad.
could go. You could go ahead and raid out to my my wonderful potato dragon, my resident DJ of the Desires Lounge.
I heard Potato Dragon and I was in.
Well, we call them the potato dragon because they're short and they're pudgy and cute, and I think one of their partners calls them the potato, so
You
we
don't
just
have
stick
to
with
sell
potato
me.
dragon.
We're going.
Right.
Anyways, I was muted. I was gonna say,
We need a.
that I do have a funny move. Whether or not it'll work, I have absolutely no idea. But I have a funny
What's
move.
what's the funny move?
Psychic Lance.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be fun, especially whenever I'm in there.
Yeah, see
Yeah,
that's
do it. Do it
that's the big issue
specifically
though.
when he goes in there, please.
No,
Alright.
see, like that's the bit. Also, he is not telling us what's happening.
Yeah.
So he's
I
like, guys,
said
I'm
guard
doing something.
me.
Well, okay, I get
Also, fuck, there's an ad
Nope.
break right as we're rating, but for those of you that can still hear me, you are amazing, and for those of you who are watching on the VOD and were unfortunately hit with the ads, you're also amazing. And